Hello guys, in this lecture I am going to show you how to use the HTML form. Alright, so what is HTML form basically? HTML form is something that is used to collect the user input. Okay, like if you see in your normal life or anything, whenever you go somewhere, right? At that time, suppose you go to a institute or somewhere, so they will ask you to fill a form, right? So in the form, what they will do, they will ask you to insert some your information, something like this. Okay, so here there are the things which are used, like which information you should insert in the corresponding block. Okay, so these things that we are using over here are for the information purpose, and that we called as a label. That is for the output only. Okay, means to show the information only. Whereas now, in order to take the input, we have a number of different input controls. Okay. Very first thing is, like if you want to take the text input only, at that time we take something like this. So this is the normal text box that will allow user to insert the normal text. Same with the email. Third one is what, like password. So suppose my password is abc at the rate 123. Okay. Now if someone is seated near to me and at that time I am typing my password, so he or she can easily see my password, right? So that is not a good thing. So in order to use the password, they give you a field with the name password box. Okay, so whatever you will type, it will get marked by either dot or a star, something like that. Okay, so that is the password box. Next thing, this one is called what, your drop down box, or you can say combo box or the select box. All right, what is the use of this one? In this one, we will show a list to the user, that out of this particular list you can see, you can select a single value. Okay, like for example, in the state I can have a number of list like MP, UP, Maharashtra and all, right? So the list will be show on the click of this button, and the user can select the state from that particular list. Fine. So combo box or select box is used when you want to show a list and user can select a single thing from that particular list. Fine. Next thing is what? These things are called radio buttons. Okay. So these are used when you want a user to select a single item out of a group. So this is a group like male, female. I want that user will choose any of the one. So there is a limitation of radio button, that if a user select male, then female will automatically deselect. If it select female, it will automatically deselect male. All right. Now the next thing is what, the checkbox. Radio buttons are what, like you can choose a single thing out of a particular group. But next thing is what, the checkbox. So what is checkbox? Is like we have some things in which there is a possibility that there will be multiple inputs for the same, right? Like if I am saying languages known, right? So our here languages known, so it is not compulsory that if I know Hindi, then I will forget English, or if I know English, I will forget Gujarati. Okay, it is possible that a person can understand Hindi English or English Gujarati and all right. So this is what all the information. And now at the end you will have the buttons. Right now in HTML we will create only these buttons. How to handle this button, that we will see in the JavaScript or any server side language. All right. So this complete thing is what, this is nothing but the form. Okay. I hope this little bit theory is clear to all of you. Let us do it practically. For that, let me open my Visual Studio Code. So simply I will open my folder HTML, and let me open it with. code. Okay, fine. So this is open. Now, as I already told you how to create the HTML page. Okay, if you don't know, you can see the link in the description box. So this is the contact page. Here I want the user to insert some record. Okay. So after the heading, I will create what a form tag. Okay. And see, this is not compulsory as of now, but I will show you how the submit and the cancel button works. So for that reason, I am using it. Okay. Now, in order to show the information, I will use label and type enter name. All right. And similarly, I will ask for email, password, gender, languages known, and state. All right. So name. Second one is email, password, state, gender, and languages known. All right. Let us see. So in order to see it, I will go over here. This is the name of my page. Let me open it in the browser. So you can see all these things are coming like this. In order to break a line in HTML, what you can use is the BR tag. All right. So here we will give the BR tag. I already explained to you earlier that BR is a self-closing tag, so it is not compulsory to close it. All right. So over here you can see these things. Fine. Now what I will do, I will create the corresponding controls. So for name, I need a text box. So I will write our tag input, okay, and input, give it a type, okay. All the thing is of the type only. If I give the type is equal to text, at that time it will be a text box. See, this is a text box, right? Similarly, the text box I need for the email also. So after the closing of email, again I will give a input box. In HTML5 we have many other options for the type also, but right now I am just using the text for the email. So this is the type text, same thing. All right. Next thing is what? Password. Now suppose for password, if I use the same thing, right? And suppose you are using any website where you are logged in or something, and at that time I typing my password like abc at the rate 123, so anyone can see it easily, right? So in order to make this box a password box, you will write input type is equal to password. Okay. Now what will happen is when the user type anything, you can see it will come like the marks. All right. Next thing is like for state, we can say there are number of states in the India, right? But what will happen? Suppose someone write MP, other one will write Madhya Pradesh, someone will write in capital, someone in small or some other spelling mistakes or all. So we want that user will select the record from our given data only. For that reason, you will use the select tag, and inside the select tag, this is what your select tag. See, now in order to give the options inside it, you will use the option tags. So give the tag option and say MP, UP, HP, CG, like this. Okay. And now you can see the list is here. Okay. And since right now we are not working on value, when you will go to the JavaScript or any server side section, you will see we will set the value also of that options that can be used by the other programming languages. All right. So this is what your select box is. After that, we want the radio button. So in order to use the radio button, again your input only, give it a type is equal to radio. Okay. Only one thing that you need to do is, suppose I will write mail in front of it, and input type is equal to radio, and female. All right, and let me give a br between them. So what will happen right now, if I select a male, this will get selected. If you select a female, it will get selected. Okay, so this is not a correct working. What you need to do, we want that if either any one of them should be select, not both. Okay, so in order to achieve that, you need to write the name attribute, and the name attribute you can give anything, but it should be same. Okay, in all the controls that you want to make a group. So this is a group where the name is GEN, and out of this group now you can select only the single control. Like if you select this one, right? Next one is what? Languages known. So similarly, like we have radio button, similarly we have the checkbox. Again the same input control. Type is equal to checkbox, and give the value say Hindi, then a BR, English, then a BR, Gujarati. All right. Now you can see. Okay, so these are normal your checkbox. If you click on once, it will get selected, again it will get deselected. All right, next thing is what we want to create the button. So if you want to submit the form server side, you will write input type is equal to submit. That will create a button. Okay, and value, like what text you want to give to the button. So suppose I want to give login. So this is the button. When I click, you can see all the data is gone, means it will send a request to the server and you need to handle that. Okay. So this is what the submit button is. One more button we have is like reset. Okay. So here I will give the type is equal to reset, and value is equal to cancel. Save it and see over here. Suppose I insert some record and now I thought that the things are not clear. So either I should go and press the backspace to all, right? Other than that, it have a functionality called reset. When I click on it, all the data will be clear. Means you are simply resetting the form. All right. So this is how you can use the HTML form in order to take the inputs. There are many other inputs also, like numbers, date, time, and many other. Okay, but these are the basic one. I hope you guys understand this. Thank you.